Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of the Fallow season of Hugo Hunter by Craig Lancaster, performed by Luke Daniels. For my stepfather, Charles Kleins, who gave me the great gift of boxing when I was a scared 9-year-old. It settled my fears and focused my aspirations. Namely, that I didn't want a second season of it. You've been a role model and an uncommonly good friend. 1. The last time I saw Hugo Hunter in the boxing ring was on a miserable Tuesday that pissed down freezing rain in Billings, Montana. I stood in the shadows of the Babcock Theater, past its prime, just like Hugo. The stale stench of a century's cigarettes climbing down from the rafters. I stood just out of the reach of the house lights, but not nearly far enough away from what I was seeing. Hugo on his hands and knees, a gloved hand pawing blindly for a mouthpiece that sat 4 feet behind him. Drops of blood from his ripped brow dotting the canvas. The kid who'd knocked him out, Cody Schronert, had already left the ring, he and his buddies making a jubilant procession of it. Biggest night of that guy's life, beating Hugo Hunter. It was something he'd tell his kids about, if any woman made the mistake of letting him father some. Schronert was a punk clear back to the days I covered him as a running back for Billings Senior High School. He'd crow about this, his newfound currency, as the triumphant conqueror of the great Hugo Hunter. That would be his right, I suppose. But it would be a right asserted in opposition to a moral truth. The man he left crumpled under the Babcock lights bore about as much resemblance to the Hugo Hunter I once knew as Schronert, the blonde-haired frat boy son of Billings' most vicious personal injury attorney, bore to Mike Tyson. Hugo at last gathered in the mouthpiece, and the crab hand formed by the leather glove slipped it into place, as if he had work yet to do. He pressed the gloves against the mat and pushed himself up, his chest rising, a fleshy roll tumbling over the belt line of his red satin trunks.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?